So today is going to be a little bit something different. I've traveled to the place I grew up. I'm in Paso Robles, California now. This is where I spent the first 20 some years of my life. Went to high school and all that stuff. And today I came out here because a friend of mine sold me a car. And here's the reveal of the new car. Here we go. It's warming up right now, but I bought a 2003 Subaru WRX. Not an STI or anything. I've always thought that were a fun car to own. When I was a kid, my friend Steven had a couple, and we'll talk with him later today about what he still has. He has quite a few Subarus. It's cold for here. I think it's like about 35 outside right now. When I left Albuquerque yesterday to fly out here, I flew from Albuquerque to Phoenix to San Luis Obispo. And here's a picture of what it looked like when I left. When I got up, there was about probably 2 inches of snow. And I had to fly out at 8. They started boarding at 7:30, and it was yeah, it was snowing pretty good, so we left a little bit earlier than I thought I would. It took us about an hour and a half to get from my parents' house to there. But seeing all that snow, it was crazy. But there's some places that I want to go see while I'm here, and one of them is one of my favorite restaurants when I was growing up for breakfast. So I'm gonna jump in the car and let's go get some breakfast. I brought actually lumber in here and delivered to that place. I haven't been here in probably 15 years or so. Okay, so I had some biscuits and gravy for breakfast here at Joe's place in Templeton. I got an appointment when I came here yesterday. Kind of drove around this car to see if I wanted to buy it. I took it down to a friend's shop named Ace Automotive. His shop's name is Ace Automotive, and I used to work there when I was a kid, going to college. I went to school at Cuesta Community College to learn how to be a mechanic. And while I was learning how to work on cars, he let me kind of apprentice there, and used to ride my bike all through the back roads. So let's see if I still know my way, the back way from here in Templeton to his shop in the Atascadero. So let's get going. Okay, Templeton Road. So I guess I still can remember the roads around here. Let's go see if we can get this car and get it fixed. Okay, so my friend that owns Ace Automotive, Jason, he hooked me up. We got the car all looked at and taken care of, and got some new radiator hoses, new coolant in it. Now it's time to go back and hang out with my friend Steven, if he's awake yet. So, all right, let's get going. Okay, so we've been playing with the Subaru all day, and I'm with my friend Steven. I grew up with him, and he got another toy. He has all these Subarus, but this is his new midlife crisis toy, the Corvette. What is it?
It's a Z06.
Z06, what year?
2002.
2002. He's gonna go take me. He's gonna take me for a ride and show me how much faster this is than his WRX. So let's go for a ride. Oh my God, that was absolutely amazing. Jesus Christ. Wow, that was fast. That didn't take us very long, did it?
That was a steep hill.
How much horsepower does this have?
Supposedly 405 stock. They obviously don't have that much on the dynometer, but they were kind of the cheapest fast car you could buy when these were made.
Yeah. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. I understand why people buy these Corvettes now. That was crazy. Man. Is there a passing lane up here?
I don't remember.
Oh, wow. That was... And the grip was just amazing on that. It was just... It just held the road, like stuck to the road. So absolutely mind-blowing. Maybe the old guys that used to like these Corvettes.
Oh, there's another car.
Yeah.
Won't do it if I just kind of slow down for somebody else.
Yeah. How much further till we get to your house?
Oh, we're right there.
Oh, right here?
But really soon.
And what have you've modified the car a little bit? What have you done?
Only the harmonic balancer and the air tabs.
And the valve you put me.
Oh yeah, I put new valve springs in, but those don't necessarily change anything. That was just a preventative measure.
Because this year had a bad problem with valve.
It wasn't super bad, but this was the year that had the most failures, which is still only maybe 1 in 100 cars, maybe less than that. But that's still, you know, you break a valve spring and you drop a valve and you need a new motor. So for the $100 valve springs and seals costs, it wasn't worth the risk.
Yeah. That was amazing. That was a ride there. And this right here is the place I spent a lot of my childhood playing in these fields. So, well, we're gonna go park the car, probably have some dinner. We'll see. Maybe we'll make some more videos today. All right. Okay, so this is Steven, of course. We're at his house in Paso Robles, where I grew up. And he's a Subaru fanatic. And what do we have here now? What do we have? We have
a 2004 STI and a 2003 WRX. They're both pretty much stock. We just put the wing on the WRX that was from the STI.
Yeah, let's go look at that. So I'm gonna fix this car up, and this is a project vehicle. It's a good price, but I went ahead, since you had, this was on that car over there, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're going with the wing, and then I drove it around this morning, took it to my friend Jason's shop, but since then I've added this already for the trip home to New Mexico. Put the radar detector mount up there, my iPad mount there. We got the Bluetooth generator, but there'll be a lot of videos of this. What's the story to the Subaru that you got?
So when I bought it, the STI had a blown motor, so it needed a new engine when I bought it. It was not running, obviously.
You want to show them the hood?
Sure. It was not running.
And who'd the car belong to? Yeah.
Some guy who probably didn't take care of it and may or may not have used illegal substances while working on it. So it's got a
look at
a used motor, but it's I think the engine's out of a 2006, which is the same exact engine. It's pretty much stock now. When I had it, he did a bunch of things to it that were bad for it. Had a cold air intake that was garbage. It had a blow-off valve, which was garbage. His cold air intake actually had huge holes in it, so it was a giant running vacuum leak, which is probably why it blew up. It's one of those cars that's...
Oh, no, but what's the little thing you got in there with the water injection?
Oh, you can't see it, but it has water injection now.
It's showing that, which is the setup in the back. So he has a snow performance water injection system that helps, and we're using it in this instance to soften detonation. Isn't that what we're going for?
Pretty much.
So that wing over there was on here.
So that's kind of a ghetto setup. I just made for temporary this little aluminum bracket to hold the high pressure pump for the water injection system. This is an OEM tank for spraying water on the intercooler, which they did for, I don't know, 1 or 2 or 3 years, but these year cars came with that. That's really the only thing I've done to this car other than put it back to stock. It now has upgraded to the 114.3 bolt pattern hubs, which is on the newer STIs. It's a stronger hub and wheel bearing setup.
But it has Brembos, right?
Those are stock. Yeah, it has Brembo brakes. The brakes are stock. The wheels are stock. They're just from a car 1 year newer, but they look identical. But it had a rough life. Obviously, somebody didn't like the guy. It's been keyed on a lot of the body panels.
I don't know if you can see it, but there's the scratch right there.
But it's a super fun car. It's pretty reliable. It's got a few things need to be fixed on it still. I bought it originally to sell, but I'll probably keep it because it's a solid car. Nothing really mechanically wrong with it at the moment, and it's super fun.
And then you bought this car that I bought today.
Yeah, so this car was the first extra Subaru I ever bought.
And it has some,
It's got some cosmetic issues, but it when I bought it, it also had a bigger mechanical issue. It had a blown turbo at the time. I replaced it with a a used but OEM low mileage turbo, and fixed some other small mechanical issues with it at the time. And I bought it as a second car to drive to work, and then I started to buy more Subarus, and now where we're at.
Do you want to show them the Subaru Collection?
Yeah, we can go back down there afterwards.
But I basically bought this car because it has a very clean interior. It has some dents and dings in it. I'm gonna try to do the, what is it, paintless dent removal, and I'll show that as part of the build of the car. Well, I bought this car because it is as close to stock as I've been able to find.
Yep, these are hard to find stock.
Well, it's not stock now that it has.
It's no longer stock.
Yeah.
The wheels are not stock either. But it's pretty much unmodified from factory.
Yeah, we'll probably have to sand this down and get this repainted. It's rough.
Yeah, it's got sun damage on some of the paint.
But I figure since I have to paint it anyways, might as well get the cool wing.
Yep, and that's the OEM STI wing.
Off of that car over there.
Off of that car over there.
And then we'll have to do some touch up here. And
yeah, those get heat damage a lot, and they're bad on my other cars too. My black WRX, those I think probably could be either, I mean, they almost look like they're chrome, like they're meant to not be painted originally, but
this single stage paint.
Yeah, sand off and
it is chrome.
those.
Look at that.
Yeah, I've wondered about if they originally wanted that part to be chrome and then they changed their mind, because they're all like that. But that's totally just me wondering. It might mean nothing.
Yeah.
It had a damaged wheel when I bought it, so I bought him a new wheel before I sold it to him. Somebody had broken a spoke on the wheel. I'm not sure what they ran over, but ran over something.
Well, doesn't it have one cool touch? Because, you know, we're gun guys. He did modify it to have
the correct valve stem coverage.
Yeah, 9mm valve stem.
No, it's 40 cal.
40 cal?
40 cal.
Oh, okay.
I don't think 9mm will fit over the...
Well, it barely fits. It fits really well. But
this is the Subaru natural environment, out in the country on dirt.
Dirt. And you have a YouTube channel, right?
I do. It's currently in progress, but maybe we'll link this video to it later.
Yeah, what's the name of it?
It's Subi Pilot.
Subi Pilot. Yeah. Because I thought he was crazy when I first met him. Or, well, I met you 30 years ago, so...
Well, you were correct. I'm pretty crazy.
But he is a airline pilot.
Yep, I'm a pilot.
And you're going in to be upgraded to captain.
Yep, I will be going to training here in a few weeks. And it's nice to give Cody the project, because otherwise these cars are going to sit for almost 2 months. And it'd be nice for him to have a chance to do some work on it himself rather than them sitting in the sun, which, as you can see, is the worst thing for them.
Yeah,
I think Cody has a better garage than me. In other words, he has a garage and I don't.
Well, I have the lift and everything back in Albuquerque, and we can get underneath it and do what we need to fix it. It has a known valve cover.
Yeah, we're thinking it's got a leaky valve cover gasket. But I think if you go through and do some basic maintenance, if you do a new timing belt so you know you're fresh, if you do all new fluids, I think it'd be a good idea to do the hoses and stuff for the PCV system and all the vacuum. Do some new brake pads and rotors. I think your buddy mentioned is probably a good idea, which I would 100% agree with. Mm-hmm. That, and you get your cosmetic issues, and you'd have a car ready to do another 100,000 miles, in my opinion.
Yeah, I went with, I drove that car earlier today. Didn't have my camera because we were just farting around.
And he got scared.
That car scared the living shit out of me. Like, no exaggeration, it scared the crap out of me. So I think I'm going to work my way into the bigger, more power Subarus. But We'll also be shooting videos tomorrow because we're going to go from Paso Robles to Mojave. We're going to kind of take the unbeaten path to get there. So, do you? We're losing light. Do you just want to just call off the rest of the Subarus, or?
It's up to you.
Yeah.
We can go down there if you want. If you want to eat first and do stuff in the morning, it's fine with me.
Yeah, we'll do stuff in the morning. We'll go make a video and we'll. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow.